Hello, Eagle here, and today I'm simply gonna teach you some tips for getting better in FPS gaming and quickscoping in general. First off, we're gonna start about fixing your config. I will be providing two configs in the video description below. One of them will be a config with FPS. It will give you a very high FPS frame rate. And the other one will be more of a movie config, which you can use to record, I don't know, montages and etc. Or you can make this yourself. We'll teach you how to make your own FPS config. First of all, a aspect ratio of 16:10 will be the best one, but you can also use auto if if your screen doesn't support 16:10. Anti-aliasing should be turned off. Screen refresh rate should be put as higher. A higher screen refresh rate will help you reduce eye strain when playing for long periods of time, and it will also higher your FPS a little bit when having it higher, I think. Sync every frame is exactly the same as VSync, which will pretty much lock your screen rate to 60 FPS, which may be good if you have a bad computer. But for most time that should be put off. Shadows are usually very good because that allow you to, let's say someone is walking around a corner, you sometimes can see the shadow before you can pre-fire them around the corner. It's also optional if you want to have this on or not. Specular map would usually be off because some people like to play with specular map. For me it doesn't really matter. Specular map can be very useful sometimes, but yeah, you can keep it off for the increased FPS boost. Depth of field should definitely be turned off because that's the blur when you, let's say you have a pistol up and you zoom in or look for the iron sights and you will see there is like blurred around edges. That maybe will increase like how you can focus on an enemy, but it will also make so you can't see around you as clear as you would usually do. Softness smoke edges should be turned off. That will give you a lot better FPS, especially if you're walking through smoke or dusty maps like Rust. Ragdoll can be turned off because that's an unnecessary effect. Bullet impacts, yes, because you want to see if someone shoots you, you want to see where the bullet is coming from, and you also want to see where you hit. On texture quality, put that to manual, and I want you to put it to texture resolution. Either you put it, if you have a bad computer, put this normal, low, and low. If you have a little bit better computer, I could high, normal, because that will make the game look a bit better. It's up to you, like if you're playing like very competitive and you need an increased FPS boost, I would kick the settings like this. So I will go on. Next thing is sensitivity. Sensitivity can be it may differ from people, but for the most people I talk to, they play on a pretty low sensitivity because even though having high sensitivity is very good close range because you can turn on kills and stuff a lot more easier, having a low sensitivity also makes it a lot easier to hit targets from far range. And because of most quickscope battles take place from medium to long range, you will have more advantage playing on a low sensitivity. My sensitivity, I think it's 4.37556. I think I can check it out later. We will go into your config later also to fix some basic settings. Also, having a high DPI mouse and having a low DPI mouse can make a big difference. The DPI basically is how precise your mouse movement is when moving your pointer, you see. And when having a high DPI with low sensitivity, it gets very accurate. But if you play, a lot of people think it's smarter to take your sensitivity down to low, so I don't know if you can hear this. I don't know if you heard that, but it says 400 dpi. And this will help you, like, on very far range, you can do that. But the downside is that you get very, like, chunky movement when trying to move. So having a high sensitivity like this, or high DPI, not sensitivity, sorry, will help you like increase your accuracy while maintaining pretty good close and far range target acquisition. Next part is the config. Okay, so next part is config, and as I said, to get to the config, you will have to go to my computer. My Windows is in Swedish, by the way, but I guess you can understand what this is. My computer, your hard drive. If you're on a 64-bit computer, you will go to program x86, and if you're on a 32-bit computer, you would go to programs. I'm on a 64-bit computer, so I'll go to program x86. Here you will scroll down until you find Steam. You will open Steam and go to Steam Apps, Common, Modern Warfare 2, Players, and config_mp. Once you opened your config, there are some simple tweaks you can do in here. CG blood will turn off the blood. Some people may think it's annoying to have blood splatter all over the screen. Here you can change how many corpse count you want, like that's how many dead bodies you can find on the map at the same time. For an FPS config, I would put this to, I don't know, about 5, because if someone is laying down on the floor between a lot of bodies, you would not see him very easily if you have a lot of bodies. You cannot change this to 0 because that will reset to, I think it's 15 or 10. But I'm currently using my movie config, so I put it at 25. CG brass, that's what's called the bullet shells ejecting from the gun when you shoot. You may want to turn this off by putting a 0 or have it on, it's up to you. Shot height, that's how high up your shot is. Standard is 8. If you want to disable shot, you put it at 0. Maybe I should take it down to 5. Shot time, that's how long the shot will stay up. I think this is 15 seconds. I'm not sure. Draw brief hint, that's like when you zoom in, you will see it says hold shift or whatever button you have to hold your breath. That can be turned off. Let's see here, what more we can change. This is how like your grenade icon is height, like where it's. Oh, here. You can see if someone throws a frag beside you while you're scoped in. That's not possible before. You can like change how frags and flashes and so on are positioned. This thing here, I don't know what this actually does. In COD 4 it gave you a laser light if you're using sheets in single player, but right now that doesn't work in Modern Warfare 2. Scores ping, that's your colors of the ping bars. That's the background color of the ping bars. And this is like when you're at very high ping. And this is like how much each ping bars is equivalent of ping. So I would suggest putting this at 20 and max bars at 10, because then you will know that for when having 10 bars you would be at 20 ping or under 20 ping, and at 9 bars you would be at under 40 ping, and so on, and you can do the math, it's pretty simple. Medium color, and let's say here we can scroll down a bit. This is yaw speed for you who want yaw speed, CL yaw speed, and I guess like I use 720. I never use yaw speed, but I guess you can put 900 or something. So if you're a trick shooter, you know what I'm talking about. Here is modifying your kill feed. Here is how many like set a con game message window 0 line count. That's how many people you will see in the kill feed when playing. Put that at 6, and how long do we stay up? Put that at 10 seconds. That will look really good, and maybe it's good to watch sometime. This other game window free blah 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 blah. It's only if you have multiple monitors, and it's therefore not very useful to change. I never had any use at all for it. that's pretty much it when changing in here, because a lot of the comments here are sheet protected and will like reset when you play the game. Oh yeah, you can turn up by putting R draw sun to 0. You turn off the sun in game, that may also be very useful, and draw water, that's water effects such as like splashes and so on. You can also turn that off if you want to. Fast skin doesn't work in 1v2 as far as I know. Multi GPU, that's if you have 2 graphics card, it will boost your gaming FPS a lot. So if you have multiple graphics card, you can turn this to 1 and you will have a huge FPS boost. This is pretty much it for the config part, I guess. So next part is doing some stuff that will, I hope it will make it easier for this. You will see. Oh, so okay, for the final part, we will take a look at something that most people don't even talk about when making a video, and that is your share size. And I would suggest having a pretty big share, like this. And I would suggest if you have your table should be, I don't know, well, you will have your table and you would have to put your share so that, wait, let's see if I can make it easier, like this, so that when you put your hand on this, wait, let's sit down in the chair and I can show you a little bit better what I mean. When you sit down in your chair, you want to make so that your hand is, when it's on the arm, I don't know, armrest or something, and it would be, so you will have a straight hand when playing. It will make so it will be a lot easier to like look around and so on, and it will also be a lot better if you have like a mouse arm, I think it's called. You will get like pain in your arm. This will reduce that. You will not get a mouse arm when playing like this. And most people don't know this, but it's pretty good tips for most videos. Another tip is getting a pretty big mouse mat. As you can see, my mouse mat is pretty big compared to my screen, and that is very good when trying to move a lot. If you're gonna, let's say, having a mouse mat is good when there's someone in front of you and you're turned all the way like over here, and let's say you have a small mouse pad, and then your mouse pad is ended over here, and then instead of just dragging more like this, because you can't do that, you would have to lift your mouse and then drag like this, and that would most likely get you killed. So by having a big mouse mat you can have a longer period of lifetime when gaming, and it may be very useful sometimes. And yeah, I think that's it for this tutorial, so please have fun gaming, and we'll see you next time.